This program is part of the Cosmic Potato Podcast Network. For more shows like this, visit our website at cosmicpotato.com.
Hey, listen!
All right, you guys, podcast time.
Make it so.
It's me, Mario!
I'm Batman. Strong am I with the Force.
Are you telling me you built a time machine out of a DeLorean?
You're a wizard, Harry.
And welcome to World War G episode 192. I'm Troy.
I'm AJ.
Alright, we are currently 8 episodes away from episode 200.
In the home stretch.
Yep.
It's closing in.
And we've actually had some questions come in. We're not going to talk about them now, but thank you for those that have submitted your questions.
Yes.
Remember, you can submit those on our Facebook. You can submit those. You can email us, worldwgpodcast@gmail.com.
Text or call.
Text or call at 385-240-1692. We're dedicating an entire episode to ask us anything, or entire segment, not entire episode. Entire segment, and so we need some questions coming in. So we got a good start. We just need some more.
Keep them coming.
Yep, keep them coming. Okay, so I have a list here. I haven't done a list for a little while.
No, it's been a while. Yeah.
So figure we'd start this up again. These are 20 90s sitcoms you completely forgot about.
There's probably quite a few that I've forgotten about.
Now, being children of the 90s,
Mm-hmm.
see if we actually remember any of these. I haven't looked at the list yet. I wanted to save it till we got into it. So, number 20. 100 Deeds for Eddie Mcdowd.
I do remember this one.
Do you really?
Yeah, the dog.
I have no memory of this.
The dog. Okay, so he got turned into a dog, and until he did 100 good deeds, he was stuck a dog.
Yeah, that's exactly right. It premiered in late 1999.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. I do not recognize that. I have no memory of that at all.
Or you try to push it out of your memory, It wasn't all that great.
All right. Number 19, Caroline in the City. Remember this one?
I do not.
If you're a fan of Friends, Caroline in the City is right down your alley. There was even a crossover at one point. Set in New York, it follows the adventures of cartoonist Caroline Duffy and her friends as they navigate love, life, and everything in between.
Pass. I don't even think I'd watch that now.
No, the only reason I know about it is because it stars oh my gosh, the mom from Back to the Future. What the heck is her name? I'm looking right at her.
You're losing street cred here, Troy.
To those listening, I have a massive headache.
Yeah.
And so my brain isn't working as well as it could.
Throwing that disclaimer in here at the first of the episode.
Can't believe I... Anyway. It was canceled 4 seasons and 97 episodes in.
It made it that long?
Made it 4 seasons.
Oh, wow.
Yep. Number 18. I remember this one. Brotherly Love.
Yes, yeah.
The Lawrence brothers.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. The quintessential 90s brothers, the Lawrence brothers. They were all over the 90s.
Oh, they were. In all sorts of different things.
Mm-hmm.
And they all had their own different style and hairstyle and stuff.
Yep.
And, yeah.
Yep. Andrew Lawrence certainly brought most of the slapstick humor, but it was the deeper stories featuring his older brother Joey that kept us invested.
I did watch quite a bit of that show, probably.
Me too. Was this the one, if I remember right, this was the one on Disney Channel?
It was, yeah.
Yes. Yeah, I watched that quite a bit too. And they lived either above or nearby a mechanic shop. Because I remember the mechanic was the big dude.
Right.
Same guy that was in Tom and Huck.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Who would always he was kind of goofy but he always had like sound advice for them.
Yeah. All right.
Because I go to my mechanic to get sound advice, right?
You don't go to a therapist or anything. You go to your mechanic.
Screw that. Yeah, he's got the proper tools.
Number 17. This one isn't forgotten. Home Improvement.
Oh,
that's not forgotten,
right?
That was a staple 90s sitcom. Come on, Friends, Seinfeld, Home Improvement. I mean, those are the big ones.
Oh yeah, the big three.
So far, this is the one I probably saw the most. I watched probably every episode of Home Improvement at one point or another.
Same here, and it always bugged me, Mr. Wilson, not being able to see him. It bugged the heck out of me.
I don't think you
did. Well, okay, so they had like a very
season, or did they?
At the very end they kind of did a finale and a send off, and they had him holding up a little like mini fence, and then he pulled it down, and you actually saw Mr. Wilson like his whole face.
I mean, you can Google him, you know, and you can see the actor. But
well, now you can. I mean,
yeah. I mean, back then it was a little tougher, but yeah. Because I remember one time you got close because they were doing like he was babysitting the kids.
And they went over to his house and he had the mask.
Yeah.
So you got to see like
the paper mache mask.
So you got to see like a portion of his face, the bottom half. And you're like, okay, now I can connect the two.
Yeah, put them together.
Yeah.
That's funny. You knew exactly what I was talking about.
Right?
You did watch that a lot.
Oh, with that mask where you even like walked up and saw it was like half of his face as well. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
16. Dinosaurs.
See, I watched quite a bit of this. But it annoyed the heck out of me. That baby.
Oh, yeah. I mean, even as a kid, that baby was like a little too much to handle. No, there is a great, very special episode. You can look for it on YouTube. It's a series of very special episodes that they kind of make fun of.
I think we talked about this like before, but didn't it have a really dark ending?
Yes. The dad caused the extinction of the dinosaurs.
Yeah.
The company he worked for.
Mm-hmm. Which that boss, man, he was such a, like...
That Triceratops?
Mm-hmm.
He was kind of scary.
Yeah.
I remember being kind of frightened of him as a kid.
Right?
But no, if you go on YouTube, what's really weird is you can see them, like, rehearsing. And so the guy that played Earl, the dinosaur, only had, like, on half of the costume. Like, just the legs. And with suspenders holding it up. It's really weird looking.
I don't know if my brain could handle that.
Mine couldn't.
Yeah.
I remember this one. 15. Sister.
Sister.
Yeah.
Never knew how much I missed you.
Tia and Tamara. Tamari. Tia.
Tamara.
They were the Maori sisters.
Yeah.
Tamara. That's what Tia and Tamara. That's what it was.
Yeah.
And their brother was on Smart Guy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, that was part of TGIF for a while.
It was, yeah.
That's how I remember it.
I watched quite a bit of that as well. Watch, they're going to have like Lizzie McGuire on there too.
Probably.
No.
I don't think the Maori siblings are doing much anymore.
Right?
I think one of them might be on like a reality, or was on a reality TV show.
No, I think they did like another TV show. One of them actually is in... Martin, I think is the name of the TV show. She's his ex. She's been doing a couple of things as far as like TV shows go, but I think the Olsen twins might still be the most successful twins out there.
I would think so. Yeah. They had a little bit of a rivalry there for a second.
Mm-hmm.
The Maori and the Olsens, but
it was like yin and yang.
Yeah. Ebony and Ivory. That's what they were. All right, number 14. The Hughleys. Starring once 90s star D.L. Hughley.
I don't remember the show at all.
I did watch it.
Well, let me see this.
All right. Yeah, we'll put that back up. D.L. Hughley had a very... Maybe he's still around, but he had a really brief career as a...
Comedian?
As a comedian,
mm-hmm.
Yeah. He was like a Martin Lawrence or a Chris Rock, one of these guys.
So it's like, hey, I can act. I should have my own TV show.
Like when they do stuff like the Kings of Comedy with Cedric the Entertainer and Bernie Mac and stuff. He was always on with those guys.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's weird, but actually a lot of comedians have had a pretty successful career making the transition into television.
Mm-hmm.
It's weird how it works, but it kind of like plays well as long as they don't go too far over the top and then just do their material that they typically do on stage.
Yeah.
Use that as an episode. Then it's just like, okay, I mean, we get it.
Number 13, The Nanny. Never watched it.
Never watched it, man.
I know of it. I know it fairly well, but no. I couldn't stand her. I couldn't stand the nanny.
Mm-hmm.
She had a very nasally New York accent. It was like Janice from Friends, only real life.
Yeah.
So she had that really high-pitched nasal laugh.
Oh, okay. Yes. Yeah.
Yep. She sounded like Peter Griffin when she laughed.
I watched a couple of, some episodes, but couldn't stand it. And so her mom was even more annoying on that show. Just as annoying of a voice.
Her mom was actually an old actress that was on the Dick Van Dyke Show for a long time.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Well, okay, so the whole premise of it, isn't it that the nanny comes over and then the guy cheats with her, or she steps out with the nanny?
Your guess is as good as mine.
I think that's really what it was, or something to the effect where, because he ends up marrying her, but he's like this really distinguished, doesn't play with his kids or do much with them, and she kind of softens his heart. So she's basically like, it's
Sound of Music.
Sound of Music.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Only with less talented people.
Right? A cheaper version.
Yeah.
A redneck version of the Sound of Music.
Number 12, Grace Under Fire. Remember this one?
Mm-mm.
This was a series by another quick 90s star, Brett Butler, who was recently divorced and recovering alcoholic who wanted the best for her children. She was kind of like, Brett Butler was kind of like the precursor to Amy Schumer.
Okay.
Kind of that in-your-face type of comedy, not afraid to
push the limits.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Not afraid to insult people, that sort of thing. Number 11, Hanging with Mr. Cooper.
Oh, yeah.
Another TGIF staple. I watched this a little bit.
Yeah.
I remember seeing a few episodes. And I know Mark Curry was supposed to be a star at one point.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's not around anymore.
Didn't pan out that? Yeah, no.
Number 10, Blossom.
Man, these are shows that I've really forgotten about or don't even care about.
You remember Blossom? I remember Blossom. Mayim Bialik?
No, didn't watch that show.
Huh.
And I watched a lot of television, too. TV was my babysitter.
Mine, too. I was a latchkey kid. That's all I had.
I didn't... Gilligan raised me.
Oh, yeah, I was raised by Gilligan. I was raised by Andy Griffith. I was raised by,
Mark... Huxtable.
Cliff Huxtable.
There you go.
Yeah, I mean, that wouldn't be the best example nowadays. Yeah, but Bob Barker on The Price is Right. I was raised by all those guys. Yeah, but Blossom was somewhat kind of groundbreaking a little bit because it was a comedy, yes, but it kind of dealt with more adult themes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So a lot of these TV shows, they'd have a couple of different, Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, they'd have a few episodes.
A very special episode.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah. But for the most part, it was just kind of lighthearted, fun humor.
Yeah.
Where this show, it seems like, I remember it being just more, difficult topic after difficult topic.
Yeah, they talked about drugs and teenage sex and stuff like that. But
now it's like the Secret Life of the American Teenager and all those other shows.
Yep.
Only back in the 90s.
Kind of the norm nowadays.
Yeah.
Number 9, Malcolm and Eddie. Never watched it. It started Malcolm Jamal Warner and Eddie Griffin.
Yeah, no, never really watched it.
Two guys that are still around and still doing things. But
they're alive.
Yeah, they are alive. That's one thing you can say about it. That's one thing they have in common.
Yeah.
They are alive. Speaking of comedians and stuff built around their material, number 8, The Jeff Foxworthy Show.
Okay. I did watch quite a bit of that show.
I have a vague recollection.
Mm-hmm. Here's your sign. You know you're a red. That was like towards the very end
Here's
of
your
the
sign
90s.
is Bill Engvall.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
I know, but I just watched his stand-up special, his new one this morning.
Was that pretty funny?
Yeah, it was pretty funny. But yeah, you're right. You might be redneck if that was Jeff Foxworthy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one was pretty decent. It wasn't too bad.
I don't remember it. Apparently it was also had Haley Joel Osment in it. Pre Sixth Sense.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Number 7, Moesha. It's not, we weren't quite the demographic for Moesha.
Yeah.
Let's say that. Let's be perfectly honest here. I might have caught an episode or two.
I think I did as well.
But it's not really something I could relate with.
Yeah.
I'm just being honest.
Yeah.
You know? Just being honest.
Well,
so
unless it was like on some of these bigger, perhaps it was, you know, or just I was watching other shows.
Yeah. Number 6, The King of Queens.
Oh man, I watched a lot of this show.
I watched it too.
You watched more Everybody Loves Raymond though.
After I got married, yes.
Uh-huh.
Before I got married, though, I watched a lot of King of Queens.
Okay.
But it turns out all the reruns I've seen are only like through seasons like 1 through 5 or something, because the later episodes apparently just went really weird.
Mm-hmm. Well, with like his brother and like uncle, and it felt like they were always constantly at the UPS place.
Yeah, and they moved out of that house and moved to some other place, and
yeah. And the grandpa annoyed the heck out of me. Like
Jerry Stiller.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, he's good in short bursts. Like
right?
him in Seinfeld, I think is funny.
What's his name? What's the actor?
Kevin James.
Kevin James. I can't stand him much anymore.
I used to think he was really funny.
Right? And he did all right. The last movie that I thought that he was pretty good in was Here Comes the Boom.
Yeah.
And then also he did the Hitched.
He did the UFC.
I thought he was okay in that one.
And Hitched too, yeah.
But these other ones, Paul Blart.
Yeah, when he attaches his wagon to Adam Sandler's star, you know, yeah, no, get away from that.
That's the same. That's the same with like Rob Schneider and all these guys.
Yeah, David Spade and all that. Yeah,
David Spade is pretty dang funny, and I liked some of his other TV shows that he's done. But yeah, when they do Adam Sandler stuff, I think Adam Sandler to me kind of reminds me of that guy that's like still stuck in the 80s or the 90s, right? Where he's just like, no, this is what you're known for. This is, you know, I'm going to typecast you as this type of a character.
Yeah. He's trying to do the same comedies that made him famous, and it's not working. Nobody really, at this point, like a Waterboy or a Little Nicky or something like that, I don't think would be that successful.
No.
Like if Mike Myers tried to do Austin Powers again, I don't think it wouldn't be successful.
It's weird how like there's a certain type of comedy that's, you know, that you have like that's more relevant.
And you have to adapt. That's the thing. You have to grow with the times. You have to, and he hasn't.
No.
Number 5, Alf. Who doesn't remember Alf?
Right?
Come on.
Although it still was kind of creepy.
Another show that ended on a very, very dark note.
How did Alf?
Well, it was the last. I think it was like maybe the 4th season or so. The last episode of that season wasn't meant to be the series ending. It was just supposed to be a cliffhanger.
Okay.
But the show was canceled after that.
So
the last episode was Alf getting captured by the government.
Oh, geez.
Yeah. That was the last episode.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like they almost need like a Serenity type of movie to tie, you know what I mean? Like for Firefly.
He's getting a reboot.
Yeah.
Alpha's coming back.
So he's been like, are they just going like continuing with the story, or are they just rebooting it entirely?
I think they're continuing on.
Okay.
I don't think they'll have the same actor. I think he's going to be with a different family.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's a
I don't
continuation.
think that this will work.
I don't think so either.
Right?
Especially if it's going to be, the puppet again. Again, I think we as a society have moved on from puppets.
Right.
We're past puppets.
Exactly.
Thank you very much. Number 4, Herman's Head. It's a show I've heard about. I've heard the name all the time, but I've never seen it.
No.
Imagine a show about the voices in your head, but one that displays how they disagree and impact your decisions and day-to-day life. Well, Herman's Head was a special kind of program as it featured something so unique and distinct that you never expect it from a sitcom, even less so in the early 90s. So I don't know, I never saw it, but I guess you saw the voices, people in his head were different characters of his personality, or I don't know.
Yeah, that just seems like a weird, bizarre premise. Like, I think it could work as a movie, but as an entire TV show, right? I mean, because it could be kind of bizarre, and I could almost see Elijah Wood or somebody, doing making this movie, and it could work, but it would have to be pretty short.
Yeah. I think you could bring it back. I think you could put it on Netflix. Mm-hmm. Do an 8-episode season or something like that, and make it kind of dark. Make that like a dark comedy,
Donnie Darko-esque.
Yeah, and have it star Elijah Wood. I think that's perfect casting,
right? Because I'm he's already done Wilfred.
Yeah,
and some of these other random shows that actually work for him.
Yeah, I think that'd be good. I'd watch it. Number 3.
Why aren't we pitching this idea?
We should,
right?
We should go to Hollywood. Let's pitch it
right now.
I can even say I'm related to Elijah Wood. He's on board. We already have it.
Oh yeah, he's
no, he's my cousin. I called him up.
He says he'll do it.
He'll do it. He's in.
8 episodes, perfect. Yeah, we've already got 6 of them.
Oh yeah, we've got the whole thing written out. Yeah, it's fine. They're like, crap. Now we got to go write this.
Right.
Dang. Number 3, My Two Dads. It might have aired in the late 80s and ended in the early 90s, but we're cheating and including My Two Dads on this list as it carries a distinct feel of a 90s show. Despite its intriguing title, the series wasn't as progressive as it sounded. Even so, it was still an interesting premise as 2 men who competed for a woman were awarded joint custody of her daughter after she passed away. Starring Paul Reiser, Greg Evigan.
Exactly.
And Stacey Keenan.
I never watched it.
Again, it was one of those I heard about. Never watched it. Number 2, The Wayans Brothers.
Yeah.
I have never found The Wayans Brothers funny.
Neither have I.
Ever.
What's the White Chicks?
Oh, no.
That was so stupid.
I steered so far away from that movie just on the trailer alone.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, no.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've never found Marlon and Sean Wayans funny. I think Damon Wayans is funny.
Yeah.
And I think it's Keegan, the oldest one. I think he's funny. But those two I've never found funny. And
they've made a ton of movies, too.
Yeah, all those scary movies are all theirs. Like I said, White Chicks, and they've done a lot of stuff. Little Man. Remember Little Man?
No.
It was a guy, one of the Wayans, Sean, I think, was a normal-sized man, and then he had Little Man, who was like a baby, but he had a man's face, and they shrunk Marlon Wayans down, and I don't know.
How are they still? Do they have to pay for these movies themselves? Are they pulling like an M. Night Shyamalan?
I would think so,
right?
Because who's giving them money?
Yeah,
Little Man.
They need to team up with Adam Sandler and make a movie.
Yeah, make the ultimate comedy.
That would be perfect. That would be an excellent movie.
Yeah, there it is. Little Man.
Oh, what?
Yeah.
Okay, I've seen the cover. That looks horrible.
Yeah. Hired to steal the fabulous Queen Diamond. Yeah, we're going down a Little Man rabbit hole here. I wasn't going to say Little Man hole. I wasn't going to say that. Hired to steal the fabulous Queen Diamond, pint-sized jewel thief Calvin Sims and his dim-witted partner Percy. Oh, okay. Stash the stone in Vanessa Edwards' handbag when their getaway plans go uproariously awry. Uproariously, quote unquote.
Yeah.
Discovering Vanessa's husband, Daryl, who's hopelessly obsessed with becoming a father, Calvin trades his duds for diapers and poses as an abandoned baby, suffering through a host of hysterical humiliations and outrageous family outings. I bet there's a breastfeeding joke in there somewhere.
Oh, there's got to be at least 2.
Yeah, but I'm not gonna dissect the logic on that one because I'll just probably get myself mad.
Right.
So I'll just leave that be for now. Number 1. 2 guys and a girl and a pizza place.
I didn't watch this one much. Did you?
No, Joel did. He watched it.
Yeah.
But I mean, it stars. Here's the cast. The 2 guys, Ryan Reynolds and Nathan Fillion.
Really?
Yeah, they were the 2 guys. 2 guys, a girl, in the pizza place.
What the heck? That's a pretty great cast.
It was a solid cast. It was one of those like a Better Off Ted or like a Firefly or something that was too good that it got canceled.
Yeah, Better Off Ted was awesome.
Better Off Ted was great.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you've never seen, there's 2 seasons of Better Off Ted. If you've never seen that, go watch it.
Mm-hmm.
It is great.
The company that he works for that just does these diabolical things and tests.
And those fake ads that they would run.
Mm-hmm.
I love, they are so freaking funny.
They are spot on, yeah. That one gal, the boss.
Portia de Rossi.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Arrested Development.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
Mrs. Ellen DeGeneres.
Yes. Wow, Did you what other TV 90s shows did you watch? Like some of the ones that we hadn't forgotten. Some of your favorites.
I mean, I could go on and on about the Nickelodeon shows.
Right.
Not so much the cartoons, but the live action ones. I was all about those. The
Key and Peele or Keenan
and Kel.
Keenan and Kel.
The pre-Key and Peele.
Yeah. I liked your reference that you made on Facebook.
No, yeah, with my orange soda.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm trying to think if there was a...
Wait, you didn't care for the Nickelodeon TV shows that they did? The animated cartoon ones?
No, I watched those.
Angry Beavers, Arrow Monsters?
Yeah. I'm just saying live action sitcoms.
Oh, okay, I gotcha.
Yeah, I watched all of those. Yeah, I was... I after school, my grandma would come pick me up, and I would spend a couple hours at her house before my mom would pick me up, and I would just sit there and watch Nickelodeon.
Yeah.
Or I'd stay the weekend in her house, and that's where I saw all these shows because we didn't have Nickelodeon at my house. Yeah. Not for...
That's a sad child.
Not for a few. We got it eventually.
Yeah.
And we got cable eventually.
Once you got a colored TV.
Yeah. No, just to give you a little glimpse of my life, I didn't get a PC until I was 18.
Really?
Our house didn't have one until I was 18. Yeah.
Wow. Dang.
And that was a loaner. That was just one that somebody gave us to help me with schoolwork.
Yeah.
That we cobbled the internet together on it.
My brother and I, we were playing the first GTA, and we had 2 computers that we finally got. Well, Because my mom was a computer lab lady for an elementary school, so she had some extra computers. So we got those, and then we put all of, these different games and said, yeah, we're using it for homework. But then we just
homework,
put Grand Theft Auto on it, and we had to use a landline to connect them so that we could play against each other. And the funniest part about it all is I'd be driving along and I'd be obeying because we turned our screens so we couldn't see each other, but you can get a whole crew with you to just beat up other crews.
Yeah.
And I would get this huge van and pile all these guys in there and then just drive and stop at the stop signs and wait for him, and he wouldn't know that it was me because I'd be obeying the laws. And then I'd roll around the corner and just hop out and start gunning him down.
Yeah.
And he'd get all mad at me, and it was hilarious.
I'm trying to see if I can remember some other ones here. Ones that maybe I have a vague recollection of. Salute Your Shorts on Nickelodeon.
Family Matters, I watched the heck out of that.
Family Matters, yeah. Step by Step, I watched the heck out of those.
Saved by the Bell, Full House.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Watched those.
I never watched Ren and Stimpy. Wasn't really allowed to. As far as live action,
I wasn't allowed to either, but I watched it.
Sabrina, did you watch that one?
Oh, yeah.
The Wonder Years.
Yep.
Cheers. Oh, man. I loved me some Cheers.
I watched the heck out of Cheers as a kid. I watched the heck out of Golden Girls as a kid.
Yeah.
That's not a show I should have been watching.
Clarissa Explains It All.
Yep.
Frasier. Mm-hmm. Oh, man. Yeah. Did you watch Blossom at all? In Living Color?
We talked about Blossom.
Yeah, I know. Did you watch much of it?
I did.
Married with Children.
Yeah. That is another one I wasn't allowed to watch.
Married with Children?
Married with Children.
Really?
Yeah.
Your parents banned it?
Yeah, that one was blacklisted. So was The Simpsons. That was blacklisted.
Are You Afraid of the Dark?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That was great.
That was... Even Goosebumps I watched the heck out of.
Oh, yeah, I watched Goosebumps, too.
30 Rock, Third Rock from the Sun.
Mm-hmm.
That 70s show. Wow. Mm-hmm. I can't believe that one was from 1980 or 1998. That one's still... I watched a couple episodes of that just the other day. The Adventures of Pete and Pete.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
That was a great show.
That was such a bizarre show.
Mm-hmm. Even, Erie, Indiana. Speaking of bizarre shows. Erie, Indiana. Mm-hmm.
Oh, my gosh.
I mean, that's not even here, but then,
Until you just said it.
There's only 10 episodes of it, but it was so bizarre, but it was especially that Tupperware episode.
Yes.
Okay, where the mom keeps her kids and everybody in Tupperware to preserve them, to make them last longer. Yeah.
Oh, it was weird. It was like
X-Files.
It was like X-Files or Twin Peaks, but for kids.
Mm-hmm.
It was bizarre.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm just kind of looking through this one.
I watched the heck out of Will and Grace for whatever reason. I like that show. The Drew Carey Show.
Drew Carey Show, yep.
Right.
I've actually been watching a lot of Whose Line Is It Anyway?
Okay.
Lately, old reruns of that.
He had What's Her Bucket guest star for a little while on it. Whose Line Is It Anyway? They are so hilarious, especially those songs. Those are some of my favorite things.
Songs are the best.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Secret World of Alex Mack.
Yes, I had a crush on her. Actually.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah. I actually have that on DVD, the whole 6-season series, I think.
I'd be interested to see if it still holds up.
Yeah.
Especially those effects when she would turn into a puddle of goo.
Yeah, that doesn't hold up at all.
Yeah, I wouldn't think so.
No.
Just trying to find some... Oh, Hey Dude. That was another one I watched.
Mm-hmm.
All That. Yeah, I watched that. You remember Wild and Crazy Kids?
I do.
Nickelodeon?
Yeah.
That was when I would change the channel.
Really?
Because I knew that the Nickelodeon run of the cartoons and stuff were done.
Mm-hmm.
So Wild and Crazy Kids, click.
Change it.
These are all cartoons that we've talked about before.
It's crazy. It's weird how television stuff has kind of I'd be interested to see how it's shaped us. You know?
Yeah.
Our moral compass how it's been like dictated by television? Are we just kind of I mean, I'd like to think that I have my own opinions and everything else, but I'm pretty dang sure I'm probably like regurgitating like stuff that I've seen on these TV shows.
No, I would love to see the person I would be if I didn't watch those hours and hours and hours of television.
Yeah.
I'd probably be like an astrophysicist or
We've
something.
learned like 4 or 5 languages and stuff.
Yeah.
Like we're not doing like World War G podcasts. We're doing like, live from, I don't know.
The NASA Space Center or something.
Right? Yeah.
It'd be like engineers or something. Or...
On that sad, depressing note, we should take a break.
Yeah, let's take a break so we can contemplate our lives. Think about where we went wrong. We'll be back right after this.
After these messages, we'll be right back.
Are you feeling nostalgic about your music listening needs?
Do you like the tonal quality that only a record can provide?
Then go check out Lavender Vinyl, located at 123 25th Street, Ogden, Utah.
Yeah, go talk to Kylie or Blake. They have a large selection of new and used records. They will also buy your old records, maybe the ones that are just sitting up there in the attic, gathering dust. And if you can't find anything, they'll be more than happy to pre-order it for you. Now, you can always find them at lavendervinyl@gmail.com. You can also check out their website, lavendervinyl.com, or give them a call on the phone, like a normal person, at 385-240-0336.
Be sure to tell them that World War G sent you. Now back to the episode.
And we're back. Now, this news is going to be a little different than what we've normally done.
Yeah.
Because normally we kind of go back and forth, and I do a news story, you do a news story, back and forth, back and forth.
That's been the norm.
But this week, for some reason, what happened was I didn't send off or didn't see a lot of stories come my way.
Mm-hmm.
You, however, sent me like 20.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this time the news is going to be all you, man.
I appreciate it. And that's why you're going to notice there's kind of more of a theme to this one. Video game stories, right? Okay.
Glitter, AJ. Shine like a star.
Okay. Shine bright like a diamond.
Shine bright like a diamond.
First I wanted to talk about Death Stranded. Now, they'd recently dropped a new trailer, and it's got me more intrigued. When they originally showed us it back in 2016 at E3, I was like really tentative, and I thought they were just trying to play off the hype of PT, because that was supposed to be such an amazing game, and it did have Norman Reedus in it, but then it got canceled, and it never happened, which I'm still disappointed, because that's like still looks amazing, and I wish I could go back and play it. But Death Stranding is kind of like their redemption, or their chance to do a video game. Yeah. What did you think of watching the trailer when you just saw it just a second ago?
Honestly, I'm not interested.
Really?
To be perfectly honest.
With these story-driven games, or
No, it's not the story-driven games itself. It's just my big problem with it is Norman Reedus.
Oh wow!
Because
going after the big dog here.
Yes, because normally if they have a famous actor, he just voices a character. Sometimes, most of the time, looks nothing like him.
Mm-hmm. Peter Dinklage, in Destiny.
Yeah.
Right? Dinklebot.
Yeah. Nathan Fillion, also in Destiny.
Mm-hmm.
But more and more what they're doing, I guess, since the graphics are getting more and more awesome, more and more realistic, is they're putting the actual actors' faces into the characters, so it looks like it's the actual actor in the video game.
For the first one I did play this style was the one where they're up on the hill. But they use that live motion capture, motion capture technology, and I mean, it's all right. And if you've got lesser known actors and actresses, then it's not so bad because they don't really stand out, and you're not like.
It bugs me.
Really?
Yeah, because it's distracting when you're going through a game and you see all of a sudden, oh, there's Kevin Spacey, because he did one. Or there's, oh look, I'm playing as Norman Reedus. That is
Call of Duty that he did.
I think it was Call of Duty. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
like that is Norman Reedus. Like it's like they're trying to capitalize on these actors' fame in order to sell the game.
Well, okay.
That's what it seems like.
In their defense, they've been doing this for years with movies. I mean, any movie with Tom Cruise,
yes,
right, or Robert Downey Jr.
That's true, but I guess I don't know. I guess maybe it's a double standard, but I think you expect that with films. Like if you go to see a Tom Cruise movie, you think, oh, there's Tom Cruise. It makes sense.
Right.
But if you're playing Call of Duty and all of a sudden Kevin Spacey pops up, which is also scary in real life.
Don't touch me.
It just takes you out of it. At least it does me.
I actually, when they do a better job of hiding it and then, the camera pans and then you actually see who it is in the video game, I think that's kind of cool. But you're right. If they do use it too much, even in the trailers, I thought it was kind of cool, kind of panned around and you actually see who it is. I don't mind it. I wish that they'd do a better job of kind of like hiding it, but it's really difficult and not using it so much to capitalize on the game, but as more of like almost like a surprise kind of a thing. Right.
Because I mean, it seems like to me this game or the predecessor to this one, because I guess they've changed it. It was focusing on Norman Reedus. Like every advertisement I saw about it had Norman Reedus. That
with
CG
the backpack.
Norman Reedus plastered, front and center. So I'm like, I don't dig Norman Reedus as an actor anyway. Why did I play a video game with him in it?
Yeah, he can't really like carry. I mean, I know this might like sound bad for people that are like fans of The Walking Dead, but he can't carry the show like some of these other stars.
He's not that great of an actor.
B or C kind of tier.
He's not.
Star, a television star,
yeah.
Which has already put you down like, one level.
I would say he's a B level. He's a B level celebrity.
Yeah.
I'll give him that. He's on one of the biggest shows on television, so,
Right.
It's like we're, Norman Reedus doesn't need our help. I mean,
Yeah. Although, in the trailer, that creature looks pretty trippy, and it makes me wonder who the villain. It reminds me a lot of like Evil Within 2, where the villain would kind of like pop up, or no, Evil Within, the first one. The villain would pop up occasionally and then disappear, and you're trying to get closer and closer to him, and then just when you think that you have him like cornered, like he goes a different direction, and that's what I felt like this kind of like. This trailer but it makes me wonder if that mask is actually going to be like the source of his powers.
Kind of seems that way.
No.
Villain voiced by Troy Baker.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which that's an excellent choice.
Yes.
I can get behind that. Well, see, like you said, like it's not so bad when they have like people that are voicing it, but then to actually use their face.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's another thing. Speaking of video games, so, in order to be able to play Red Dead Redemption 2, it's going to require a lot of space. Red Dead Redemption 2 requires 105 gigabytes to install, to be able to play this 32-player online, or to be able to play the game in general.
So when you put it in and starts installing, it's going to be like
2 days later.
Yeah. Oh, I was going to think like a week.
Oh, wow. Well, if you have horrible internet connection. You bum yours off of Target, don't you? Like, you look at your Wi-Fi. I've wondered why whenever I connect to the Wi-Fi over here, I always have to put like 7-Eleven,
No.
Employee.
No, we ain't bumming internet from anybody.
I'm just kidding. But no, that's insane because some of these other games that require like 50 or 60, I thought that was like crazy because you're only on a regular or an older console, you know, like a PS4, you only have 500 and already like 100 of it's being used for like the different apps and everything else that you can put on your console.
Yeah.
I had to buy an external like 4 gig like external one to connect it to be able to keep some of these games on. But it's just kind of crazy that it's 105. I mean, it's got to be because of the graphics and to support everything else that it has. Okay, Grand Theft Auto, because it's made by the same guys, right? Rockstar Games. Grand Theft Auto, it was 100 and like 114, but that was after all the, improvements and every other DLC that they've added on to it.
Yeah.
The initial game was like, I think like 60 or something with that. I thought it was kind of crazy. But then after all these add-ons and multiplayers and everything that they've done, it's gone up to like 114. But this is the initial game. You know, this isn't with like DLC or anything else. Yeah. Dude, like,
you'll pretty much have to erase your entire drive in order to put this game on there.
Right? And it's sad, but it's probably going to be worth it. And it
probably will be worth it. Yeah.
The open world in this game and the story, I mean, they've been working on this game for a long, long time.
Yeah.
I don't know. Are you going to probably pick it up?
Oh, yeah. I'm going to get it.
Speaking of Red Dead, Red Dead Redemption 2 will also be realistic. So realistic that horses' balls will shrink when it gets cold. When I first saw this, like from Lab Bible, you know,
mine do. Why not a horse's? Makes sense.
Well, to me, I mean, rather than like focusing on the the balls, I think that's so cool that they've actually taken so much time to like make.
And focus on the balls is the name of this episode.
Focus on the balls, right? Yeah, I mean, you should give some attention to them.
There was a digital artist there that, you know, his sole purpose was working on the horse genitalia.
That when it's like colder outside, they shrink up.
He's sitting there at his computer like, this is why I went to college.
I got a degree at Harvard.
Work on horse testicles.
Although, can you imagine how much money they're probably making on this game? Yeah, I would design whatever. Like, to be a part of this game. But that just, like, to me, that just says how advanced and, you know, you're looking for anything to kind of, like, these games can suck you into this world.
Yeah.
Right? And it's only kind of a testament to it.
Like horse testicles going up into its body. Just suck it right up.
Well, it doesn't take you out of the movie, you know, or out of the game.
Yeah.
You know?
No, that's true.
And it's
now, even the first Red Dead Redemption was ridiculously detailed.
Oh, yeah.
And that's a dang fun game.
Mm-hmm.
But the fact they've been working on this one for quite some time, a few years, I think.
Right.
Because it kept getting pushed back. I know that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, the level of detail of this game is going to be insane.
Right? It's going to be kind of crazy because they're probably going to be like, hey, you need a 4K TV in order to like play this game.
Yeah.
Like as well. Like, what? Oh.
4K, right. 3D television.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Just to be able to play it. This game for sure is going to be, I think it's going to break numbers. I mean, I thought like God of War and some of these others were going to be big. I guarantee this one's going to be like...
Well, this one is highly anticipated.
Right?
By a lot of people.
Okay, so is this the most, like, as of recent, what's the most anticipated game that you remember?
Arkham City.
Really?
Yeah. That's the most recent I can remember.
That was really like hyped, and they had like a midnight release scene for it and stuff.
Well, that one that you and I went to, was that Destiny 2?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was pretty big.
There was about like 60 or like 80 people that were like standing out in line to get this game at midnight.
Yep.
Destiny 2, yeah, it was kind of I don't know. They've made improvements on it, but it's still kind of...
Yeah, but the biggest one I can remember in recent memory was Arkham City.
Okay. Yeah. For myself, probably God of War, because I remember so much hype surrounding this game and just, like, seeing that creature, that snake, you know, creature on screen, and, like, this is going to be the next big thing, and it lived up to the hype.
Injustice 2 also had a little bit of hype around it.
Oh yeah, for sure, definitely.
Yeah. Especially when one of the DLCs ended up being the Ninja Turtles.
Right.
Yeah.
But to me, it almost feels like Red Dead might take the cake.
I think so.
Right?
Yeah, I think we're in agreement there. I think it's gonna shatter some records for sure.
I wish we could kind of see where it is. You know, like you've got those lists where it's like Titanic and how well it's done, and Avatar, and then I wish we could see like as far as like I'm sure there's a site out there somewhere we could look.
I'm sure.
Yeah, it's gonna break box office numbers for sure. And on that note, we'll take another break, and when we come back, we've got more video game news. Yeah,
there's a theme,
right?
There's a theme.
Thanks, Troy. Hi, everybody. This is Sean Ray.
And John Irons.
And we're the hosts of Cosmic Potato, the Super Fan Talk podcast. We're a show that has a little bit of everything.
Yeah, we talk about movies and TV and cartoons, entertainment news, and every show has a different theme.
That's right. We might discuss anything from our favorite bad movies to who would win in a fight between C-3PO and the Tin Man from The Wizard of Oz.
Yeah, that was episode 41, a classic. You can download that episode and all of our other episodes on iTunes and Stitcher. We're on Podcast Addict and, of course, on our website, cosmicpotato.com.
It's special guests and movie news and geeky nerddom and nerdy geekery and lightsabers and Time Lords and Ninja Turtles all the way down. So check out Cosmic Potato, the Super Fan Talk podcast.
And we're back to the all AJ news.
What?
Now, before you continue.
Yeah.
So I did a quick Google and I found the 10 best selling video games of all time.
Okay. So
I think if we get this, I think we can probably that would kind of guess what Red Dead Redemption 2 is going to do.
Mm-hmm.
So number 10, The Elder Scrolls V, Skyrim, 30 million copies. Number 9, New Super Mario Brothers for the Nintendo DS, 31 million. Number 8, Pokemon Red and Blue, 32 million copies.
Okay.
Number 7.
Wait, okay, is that fair because there's two of them?
Well,
I still own both of them.
Either way. Number 7, Wii Sports Resort, copies sold, 33 million. Number 6, Mario Kart Wii, 37 million.
I'm waiting for this like huge jump.
Number 5, it's coming.
Yeah.
Super Mario Brothers, original, 40 million. Number 4, Grand Theft Auto 5, 80 million.
Yeah, okay.
Number 3, Wii Sports, 82 million. Here's the big jump. Number 2, Minecraft, 122 million.
Jeez.
And then the number 1 best-selling video game of all time, Tetris. Copy sold 170 million.
170.
And it was
really?
released on June 6, 1984.
I thought for sure we'd have some more we had some pretty recent ones, but, some of the new, Spider-Man, Battlefront, Injustice, some of those, Destiny.
Yeah.
But those didn't even break the top 10.
So, for me, here's what I'm thinking. Red Dead Redemption isn't going to crack 1 or 2. I don't think.
You think it's going to be in the top 10, though?
I bet it will. I bet it sells at least between 40 and 50 million copies.
Okay.
That's my guess. Putting it at around either spot number 4 or spot number 5. That's my guess.
I'm going with 65 to 80. I'm thinking it's gonna be up there.
Pushing up to around either position 4 or 3.
Yeah.
All right.
Top 3. Let's shoot for top 3.
I'm shooting for top 5, so we'll see how we do.
Yeah. Some sad news recently. Telltale Games. Telltale Games, the studio behind such games as The Walking Dead, Wolf Among Us, Tales from the Borderlands, Batman, Telltale series, Minecraft story mode, Game of Thrones. I mean, they've done a ton of them.
Yeah.
Are laying off most of its staff and what's calling a majority studio close. The publishing told them just the other day that they're not entirely laying off everybody, but out of the 250 employees, they're laying off 225.
Oh, well.
Right?
25 of them they kept.
Right? Just to fulfill some of their obligations. And I was talking to a couple of employees at GameStop, and they were saying that's because they'd promised Netflix that they're going to do a Minecraft story mode interactive game.
So they need, like, the bare minimum to get that game done.
Right. Because they've already, like, agreed and, you know, there's contracts in place. But it really sucks because they were on the final season of the Walking Dead series, and they're only releasing 2 episodes out of what they typically do as 5. So we never get the conclusion. That's worse than, like, you know, I love Wolf Among Us, and I've always wanted to see a second one, and they've yet to, I mean, they were like, it's in the works, you know, never happened.
Not now.
Right? But that's worse because they've already started the game, and they're like, hey, sorry about that. We're only releasing 2 of the episodes. Because you can buy the disc, but it only comes with two episodes.
Yeah.
So we never get the conclusion to the... Wow.
Yeah, it's like when the company here that was doing Disney Infinity just shut down.
Yeah.
Just one day, they were cranking out this game, all of a sudden, boop, done.
And you're like, wait, what the heck?
Yeah. And I just started, like, really getting into it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, buying all the figures and stuff. And I was like, nope, done.
They gave you Disney blue balls.
They did.
Yeah.
That shrunk in the winter.
Yes. There's this kid that... You've seen some of the speed running videos, right?
Oh, yes.
Do you, which ones have you watched most notably, I guess?
Mostly it's Mario.
Okay.
Yeah.
That one, and this is the one that we're talking about, a new Super Mario speedrunner record has just been achieved. And, like, this is just yesterday it happened.
Oh, really? Oh, this
Yeah.
is breaking news. Breaking news!
Right? I couldn't believe it because this record, I mean, the game's been around for 30 plus years, and this record's been, like, held for quite a few years that they thought was, like, unbeatable because a computer that's playing this game can beat it in 4 minutes and 54 seconds.
Yeah.
This kid did 4 minutes and 55 seconds.
Whoa.
That's, to me, is insane. It was after, because he'd, like, figured out a way to shave off a couple of seconds on one of the other screens by doing something different, and he did that first, and then he's like, alright, I'm just gonna go for it. First attempt, went through, and he's like, this is unbelievable. Am I gonna do this? Am I gonna do this? Yep, sure enough, he just goes along and beats the game. The previous record was 4 minutes, 56 seconds, .245. So they've got it down to, like, the millisecond.
Right.
You know? And so he shattered it by, like, over a full second.
Wow. Yeah. The people that... I mean, those people just... I mean, they dissect this game.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, down to its, you know... The graphics, the glitches in the graphics.
Mm-hmm. The quickest way possible to beat this game. They break down every single level, which, like, you gotta give it to them. That's pretty impressive to be like, okay, if I pause here for half a second, then I can jump over this, do this, and finish the level in, you know, 1:05.
Yeah.
Okay, now I have to, you know, shave off like 30 seconds somehow.
Yeah, because I watched a YouTube video of how, it's basically how these speedruns are done. Like how people can do these. And it gets to a point where the way that these video games work is that you can manipulate the time.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you don't, or I guess manipulate things around you, because if you don't go forward enough on a screen to where the screen moves with you, different things will happen in the game. It's the timing will be kind of off. It's
really
weird.
So you have to, like, purposely wait like a second here.
Yeah.
And
be at a certain spot at a certain time, and if you're not, your entire game is screwed. You will not beat the record. It is insane what these guys do.
Yeah, that's... Man. And I think it's pretty crazy when you see, like, people going into these video games and finding these Easter eggs that if you have to stand here for 10 seconds, and then you move over here, and then you do this, then you can figure out that that's how you get inside, this secret portal.
Yeah.
Like, I thought that was kind of crazy that people are dissecting the game that much. But these people, if you're not here at this specific time, then it throws off your...
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Like, well, there's a couple minutes wasted. Like, I gotta start over.
Yeah.
And...
I mean, for some of these guys, this is like a full-time job for them.
Yeah. Well, I mean, rightfully so. How much money can be made playing these video games, right?
And that's irritating to me. That makes me angry.
Yeah. That you're not doing it, or what?
Yeah, that I didn't think about it and get into it from the jump.
Right.
I would have. Like YouTube, I would have done that too.
Yeah.
But now it's like, oh, everybody's doing it now.
And then
you're on YouTube? Oh, great. So is everybody, literally everybody else. My 8-year-old nephew is on YouTube and has 500,000 followers somehow.
No, really?
I don't know. I'm just...
Oh, okay. I'm like, well, why the hell isn't he helping us out? What the heck? What is this? Yeah, that to me is pretty crazy. But, like, he's doing it at the level that a computer could beat this game.
Yeah.
Like, wow. I can't even fathom that. Okay, to kind of put a nice little bow on this whole segment, I figured we'd, end with dessert.
Mm-hmm.
A new company just barely came out with these, that you can buy a bag of mini chocolate-filled ice cream cone tips. Like, okay.
Well, that is the best part.
Right?
Of the ice cream.
When you're eating it, and then you get to the very bottom, and it's just got like that chocolate piece that's in the bottom. But, okay. It's about $3.50, but you only get about 15 bite-sized cones.
Oh, I'd buy them.
Yeah?
Oh, yeah.
Just to try them out?
Oh, yeah.
They do look delicious.
They look good.
Right? Oh, man. Because it's like, it's going to be like a solid chunk of just chocolate at the bottom of the cone, and the cone, yeah.
Yep.
That's pretty ingenious. Man.
Yeah, it's like that Seinfeld episode where they did. There was a company that was they started selling just muffin tops.
Mm-hmm.
Like they'd throw away the bottom of the muffin, just sold the muffin tops.
Yeah.
Yeah. Same type of thing.
If there was a way, like, I was thinking about this, and I was trying to think of other examples or things that was like, hey, why aren't we doing this? The brownies, like the outside where it's like crunchy.
Just the edge.
Just the edge? Mm-hmm.
Just the edge brownies. Ooh.
Right?
How do we do that?
Just cook like a whole... Oh, I guess you could kind of like make it like really thin layers.
If you
in like a pan.
If you could make like a one of those glass pans they usually make brownies in, but make it so it's long.
Yeah. And
just fill that with brownie mix.
Brownie batter.
That way it has the edges on both sides, and there is no middle technically. It's just like a long piece of the glass.
Right. I'm trying to think of any other examples or any other things that's just like.
And these guys, it was a crowdfunding thing, so we could do that.
Right.
Just the end brownies.
Just the end brownies, right there. I know they do have like brownie chips or brownie bites, or they have a couple of different other brownie things, but just the ends. That sounds delicious.
Let's go on Shark Tank.
Right?
We'll pitch this. We'll pitch them this idea.
Do they still do Shark Tank?
Oh yeah.
Is it still going?
It's huge.
Yeah. All these startups trying to make it big.
Mm-hmm. And it's legit too. That's the other thing about that show. Like if you see brands that say, "Oh, I'm in. Well, let's get you into these stores." You go to those stores, that brand is in there.
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
You can buy those products. Like
Have you ever
it's legit.
bought something because you saw it on Shark Tank? Squatty Potty?
No. No, the closest I came, there was these chapsticks that you use one and your partner uses the other one, and they go together when you kiss.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I thought about that was the closest I ever came because I was curious about that.
Hey, all right, I kind of wonder about this. It's like any of those other like different foods or something. Some of those different taste tests that we'll do.
Yeah.
Curiosity behind it all. So it makes perfect sense. But now we just need to start this brownie idea. That's what we're gonna do right after this episode. We'll start breaking it.
We need somebody that will make that dish for us. Mm-hmm. The long dish.
Yeah.
So it's just the ends on both sides.
Cunning plan. You can't see this, but Troy's like over here, like with his mustache, like with twirling the end of it. Just
this trademarked, by the way. It's trademarked.
Yeah, don't you dare steal it.
We were putting this out there right now on September 30th, 2018 at 6:04 p.m. I'm marking the time. Just the End brownies. They're coming. World War G presents Just the End's brownies.
Yes, they'll buy them up like they did our T-shirts and mugs and everything else.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Well, I mean, we don't really push them. We should probably push those more.
Yeah.
Maybe then they'd sell, but. Shop.spreadshirt.com/World War G. You can buy
Throwing out the plug.
Shirts.
Throwing out the plug.
No Just the Ends brownies yet.
Coming soon.
All right. Let's take our last break. And we come back. I got a very interesting proposition for those of you that listen to this podcast. A way to kind of bring us together as kind of a community, a geeky community.
I like it.
So, talk about that right after this.
After these messages, we'll be right back.
On the historic streets of Ogden, there are two kinds of people, readers and non-readers. Here's where you can find their stories.
Booked on 25th Street, located at 147 Historic 25th Street, Ogden, Utah, 84401.
Yeah, stop by and say hi to our friend Marcy. You can pick up a new or used book, or you can sell your own used books.
That's right, you can get 10% store credit on what they can sell the book for.
Stop in and say hi, or call them at 801-529-7720. You can find them on Facebook at facebook.com/bookedon25th, or you can email them at marcy@bookedon25th.com, or visit their website, bookedon25th.com.
Be sure to tell them that World War G sent you. Now back to the episode.
And we're back. That was a very productive break.
Yeah, for sure.
We came up with a pretty... Well, you came up with a pretty brilliant business idea.
We might be moving forward here, like changing directions.
We might be.
Right? Try seriously, like he's writing this down.
No,
like,
I am seriously considering it.
Yeah.
Like if we could get a business loan, like I said, Joni could be our accountant.
Yeah.
I'm sure Colton could come up with a
design, logo.
Logo design for us.
Right? Oh man. We've got the components are here, it's just assembling it. Wow.
You'd have the majority share in it, of course. It's your idea.
Sweet.
So you'd have like 51%.
Yeah.
I could have 49%.
I like it. And then when we expand, you're just like, hey, I'm going to open up like 3 or more over here. Yeah.
Yep. All right. So, before the break, I mentioned that I had this idea of a way to kind of create more of a community type atmosphere with this podcast. Because I think that's one thing. If we're lacking one thing, it's that. It's that
sense of community.
Sense of community.
Yeah.
It's like we're just
of like an invested ownership, for the listeners.
Yeah. So I found this app called Fantasy Movie League. Okay. Now, basically, it's FML.
Yeah.
And basically, it's like fantasy football, only with movies.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So, yeah. So you make your picks like on Monday, or because what it does is it tabulates the box office for the weekend. Yeah, there it is. And so you pick the films you think are going to do well in the weekend, and then see again either Sunday night or Monday how you did.
Okay.
Now, if you do well, there are chances that you can win things. You can win prizes. Like movie tickets or t-shirts or, stuff
That's
like that. That's
pretty legit, yeah.
Yeah. And so, so I thought it'd be kind of fun if I created the World War G podcast league, so people could join, and we can kind of have this little community, because you can have there's a little chat option where you can talk to
other players,
other players in the league and stuff like that, and you can kind of communicate and discuss your picks and what you want to do.
This one did good this week, but this one for sure is going to break the box office.
Exactly.
And it'd be way more interesting, because then you'd have you could also have this independent film that could potentially do really well. Like Get Out came out of nowhere.
Yeah.
So everybody's thinking, oh no, it's going to be this movie for sure, and then all of a sudden this one just breaks box office numbers.
Yeah. And I mean, I found it on my iPhone. You just found it on your Android.
I just downloaded it, yeah.
So we know it's compatible there. So here's what, if you guys want, here's what we're going to do. And by the way, I mean, it's completely free. I mean, so don't worry about that. There's nothing you have to pay for anything. I mean, it's just an app you can download. So it's Fantasy Movie League. And after you download it, go into...
You scroll over to the different options.
Yeah, and...
Sign up?
On the homepage, after you sign up and everything, it'll say Join League or Create a League at the very bottom. Join League and search for WWG Podcast.
Okay.
Okay. That's the league I created. And so let's try to get kind of this cool little community going. Let's see if we can't trash talk some other leagues, stuff like that. Let's get a cool little competition going here.
I like that. Are we supposed to, when we sign in, should we go through Facebook or Google? Does it matter?
I would say to keep it I don't actually, you know what? I don't think it matters.
Okay.
Because either way, if you can get to the league, the WWG Podcast League, I don't think it matters either way. But yeah, so this is kind of the breakdown that they get on the site that they give. Fantasy Movie League is a fantasy sports style weekend movie box office game where players use their knowledge and skill to pick which group of films will generate the highest gross revenue. So the FML game year is broken down in 52 weekly competitions. Each week, players select up to 8 films to feature on the screens of their own fantasy cineplex. Each movie available for selection has an associated FML bucks cast, and all players must stay within a fixed spending limit of 1,000 FML bucks. In most weeks, there will be 15 movies available for selection. However, in some weeks, there will... where there is only one major release, a single movie will be broken down into multiple different showings. Friday only, Saturday only, Sunday only, so on and so on. With each available at its own selection. In this case, a player's Cineplex will only earn the box office total for the individual day. How
are we searching? Is it a single word, or how do we search for our podcast?
Yeah, just put in, I think it's 2 separate words. So WWG space podcast.
Okay.
But yeah, so I thought this kind of be a fun little way to build our community up a little better. Because there's a lot of podcasts out there where they have, this strong community where people always, posting online, posting on Facebook, stuff like that. So I want to do that with this podcast. And I think this is kind of a fun little way to do that. So did you find it?
I did. I was able to locate it.
There we go.
There you have it.
And you did that in what? Just a couple minutes?
Well, while we're talking, yeah.
Yeah. So if you're listening to it right now, bust out your smartphone, download Fantasy Movie League, and join the WWG Podcast League. And let's start kicking some butt, I think. Because I think we have a lot of movie fans that listen. I think if you do listen to us, you probably sort of a movie fan.
Like movies? Yeah. I mean, there's a good possibility.
There's a good possibility, yeah. So, so that's definitely my recommendation this week. I've been doing okay. I've been doing this now for a few weeks, a couple weeks. And I've been doing all right. I've just been, like I said, I've just been by myself, but yeah, so I've been doing okay.
But we need your support.
Yeah, we need some more people. Okay. There's that. So, here's where you can find us. You can listen to all of our episodes. And by the way, we just listened to episode 2 a little bit.
Yeah.
That was funny. Yeah. If you want a good laugh, go listen to some of those early episodes. You can download all of our episodes at worldwarg.podbean.com. You can also find us on iTunes, Google Play, or cosmicpotato.com. We're on all of those. You can also find us on Facebook.com/WorldWarG Podcast. We're also on Twitter and Instagram. Just search at WWG Podcast, though I would suggest following us individually instead.
Yeah.
We're a bit more active on our own Instagrams than the podcast. But you can also find all of our shirts and mugs. And remember, we do have merchandise at shop.spreadshirt.com/WorldWarG. You can also email us anytime.
Day or night.
At worldwgpodcast@gmail.com. Also remember, you can call or text the show at any time. And please do so with your questions for the 200th episode at 385-240-1692. So this has been World War G episode 192. That has been AJ.
That has been Troy.
Stay geeky, my friends, and join our movie league, WWG Podcast.
These aren't the droids you're looking for.